Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Daily Manchester United podcast, brought to you by our sponsor Zencastr. My name's Cormac. I'm here on my own today doing a recap of our 0-0 result with Manchester City just there. I think, going into the match, I think a lot of United fans probably would have been happy with a draw, but I think after seeing the match, we could have easily got 3 points there, and it is a bit disappointing we didn't come away with the win. I think out of both teams, United definitely created the better chances. We had some huge ones, especially in that first half. The big one that's going to stick out is that Garnacho miss. I'm not sure what he was thinking. It was set up nicely for him just to side foot that in, and he decided to go with a header and just made a mess of it completely. But we had other ones too, kind of half chances. There's good pull back to Dorgu. Just didn't take a good touch with his right foot. Maybe could have hit it first time, but I think he was wary of. I think Kovacic tracking back. We kind of had other half chances. Ugarte, making a great tackle off Kovacic, and then we were on the break and ball clipped back post him. He just didn't get the finish off. And then he also had one that he just put wide off a half volley. So there definitely were chances there. And, compared to the City ones, I mean, they didn't really have much, to be honest. They had the phone one, he got slipped through. Casemiro done well getting back. And then, they just kind of had a few long shots from De Bruyne just go right to Onana, and then that Marmoush free kick that Onana saved. But, I definitely think United were the dominant team over the course of the game. But I think in that first half, especially, they looked quite good. I think certain players it took them a little bit to get in the game. The likes of Ugarte, I thought, at the start, didn't have the greatest games. He was letting touches down. He was looking quite slow, and as well, Harry Maguire was giving the ball away a bit, and he kept trying those diagonal balls, and they just weren't working out. But I think as the course of the game, as we grew into it, I think players started coming into it more, and I think there's definitely positive signs from that performance from United going into the midweek Europa League quarter-final with Lyon. It was good to see Mount get more minutes, players like that. Definitely positive signs. But no, I think it was quite surprising to me anyway, seeing that City team, how poor they were, for the last few years, I hate to say it, but like City have been fairly dominant over United, and, this isn't a great United team at all. And today we really had them kind of on the ropes for bits of the game. And, you're just looking at the team they had out there, like Gundogan didn't really do much, kind of seems past it. Who else do they have? Like, they're forced to play Matheus Nunes, right back, centre mids, and the squad just looks kind of depleted from them. Obviously they'll have De Bruyne leaving this summer. So they'll have to do a lot of reshuffling, I think. And, obviously it was a huge miss for them not having Haaland. I think he would have changed the game immensely. I don't think Marmoush caused us much problems at all, really. I will say one bright spark for them came off the bench was Jeremy Doku. I think he was causing United all sorts of problems. Mazraoui had a foul on him. Dalot got booked on him. I'm not really sure why he wasn't starting, to be honest. He created a lot more than the likes of Foden did anyway. And Foden's kind of a surprising one, because I was actually watching the match with my friend who's a Chelsea fan, and we were talking about him and Palmer, and Foden used to be clear of Palmer, and now it's completely opposite. Palmer is much clear of Foden. He wasn't really a threat today, and Casemiro did do well getting back for that chance. He kind of fluffed, but I think Foden a year or two ago would have done a lot better with that. But no, I think United overall, they defended, very well. De Ligt was a late shout not being in the squad, but I think, Maguire held up well, come back from injury. I think it was a good decision from Amorim to kind of rest him with the game coming up, and Lindelof done fine coming in. And like Lenny Yaro, I thought was superb today, especially in that first half. He was making immense tackles. His passing was clean. And then, kind of going on to the fullbacks, I thought Dalot done all right, to be fair. He was creating some good chances down that right side, put some decent balls in. And then Dorgu, I thought, to be fair, didn't have the best of games. That chance, I think he should have done better with it, really. And then, he didn't look himself. He was giving the ball away a bit cheaply, especially in the first half, but he did grow into the game a bit, and definitely, promising signs from him moving forward, and how young he is. I think hopefully he'll be a left back for the future right there. I honestly would have liked seen Shaw come in maybe for a bit though. We've seen him warming up. But yeah, no, I think the back line overall done superbly. And then, I think Sky Sports voted man of the match, Bruno. I mean, another great performance from him. You can see everything we do was going through him. I would have liked possibly to see more chances where he could have got shots off. But overall, just the passion he has, the tackling he was putting in at the end as well. He really is growing into that captain's role more and more. And yeah, he's just showing us why, Raymond should have been linked to him over the last week. Just an immense performance. But yeah, I'll get in more to kind of player ratings and stuff after this quick ad break.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Your body is unique. And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now. Your body is unique. And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
So it kind of was, a bit of a dead game overall. So a lot of these player ratings probably be, kind of average. But we'll kick things off with Onana. Didn't have to make, two crazy saves. He did have that volley that came flying in, but he was kind of positioned, centrally and was able to push it away. But I'll just go with a 6 for Onana. I didn't have much to do, as I said. The only things I thought he could have done better was, that free kick, Marmouche. I thought he absolutely could have caught that. Not sure really why. I guess he was thinking for the cameras to be better, but yeah, that was one he easily could have caught. And then he, some of his distribution, he rolled the ball out to Dorgu, which was, very high off the ground, and it was just an easy roller out to him. And luckily, Dorgu wasn't getting pressed too crazy. But yeah, it was just a terrible throw out to him. Such an easy one. I'm not sure really what went wrong with that one, but I'll give Onana 6. And then moving on to the back three, I'm gonna give Maguire. I'm gonna give him a 5 just based off he didn't play that long, and also I thought his passing just wasn't there at all today. I gave one away. Luckily, it didn't cause any issues in the end early on in the match, and then a lot of his balls, specifically down that left hand side, trying to clip them in diagonally, just weren't working at all. But defensively, I mean, City weren't creating that much, so he done an okay job there. So I'm going to give Maguire a 5. Moving on to Mazraoui, I'm going to give Mazraoui a 6. I thought he was solid enough. Did end up getting, I believe, a booking. That was Dalo I was thinking about. But he had that bit of issues, I thought, with Doku. But overall, I thought, you get Mazraoui, it's pretty solid overall. Thought he defended well. I thought maybe on the ball he could have done a little bit better. But yeah, no, got clean sheet in the end, so I'm just give him a 6. And then moving across to Leniara, I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was very good today. Specifically in that first half, as I said, I thought he was making some huge tackles at moments. He was smart with the ball, had good passes, and even that yellow he picked up, I thought it was a very sensible foul. Marmouche was getting in, and I thought it was, brilliant by him. Showed great IQ there from a young age, just, not letting him run, causing us trouble. I think it was around the 82nd, 83rd minute, just take the yellow, we don't have long left, and get us out of that little hole for a few moments. So I'm going to give it a 7. I was impressed by Euro today. And then moving across the side, I'm going to go with Dalo first. I'm going to give Dalo a 6. I'll give him a 6.5 because Didn't do anything like too crazy good, but I thought, getting down that right hand side, he was causing a bit of trouble, and he put in some decent balls into the box. Had a bit of trouble with Doku when he came on, picked up the yellow card. But yeah, no, I think over the last 2 games, Dallow's been quite good. I know of recent times he's kind of been struggling a bit, and he hasn't been too high in these match ratings. But yeah, no, I'll go a 6.5 for Dallo, and then for Dorgu, I'll go with a 5.5 for Dorgu. Don't think it was his best game at all. Looked sluggish at the start. But the good thing about Dorgu is he will always keep running forward, and he was getting more forward. Some of the balls he did put in a good one for Xerxes at the end, which Ederson managed to save. But I think just overall wasn't a great day for him. I think he's a bit lower for me just because of that chance he had. I think could have done a lot better with it, getting pulled across from Garnacho. Think he should have shot it first time, but even the touch should have been better if you were going to touch it. So yeah, a little bit let down by that. So I'll go at a 5.5 for Dorgu. And then moving on to the two holders, I'm going to go with Casemiro. I'm going to give him a 7. I think he was quite good today. He put in some huge, sliding tackles, especially in that first half again. It's where I really noticed it. And yeah, I think he had an overall game. He didn't really get caught in possession too much. His passes were quite good. And yeah, I think he showed that experience he has in a match like this. And I thought he really didn't put a foot wrong too much at all today. So yeah, I'll give him a 7 for Casemiro. And then Ugarte, I'm going to go with a 6. He would have been a bit lower because the start he had I thought was absolutely shocking. But he started to come more into the game, and he had a superb tackle on Kovacic to lead for that break, where we nearly got a goal out of it. And just seeing his passion work rate in the middle is just brilliant to see, because I feel like we've been lacking that at the club in recent years. So yeah, that would be my rating for him. And then moving on above him, for me, Bruno, man of the match, as Sky Sports said. I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Borderline 8, but no goals. 0-0 match. Don't want to go too high, but he was brilliant again. Even his off the ball work rate was superb, tackling, and then just being the link up for all our attacks going forward. He really is just such a great player for us, and I hate to see, even though we are so far down the table, I hate to see where we would be without him. Because yeah, he's that one player really you feel can unlock a defense at any time. And yeah, I thought he showed up well today, although he didn't have any goals or assists to show for it. But it was a good performance by him. And then going across to Garnacho, Garnacho's going to get a 4 for me. I mean, he just another not good performance at all. He has the pace there, and running at them, he looked like he caused problems. But the end product again, I mean, I think I can remember only one time he got past the player, and that was when Bernardo tripped him at the start of that second half. He looks kind of weak against everyone else. He's trying to go down the line, and just players are easily covering him, even if he gets a step on them. And then that huge chance he missed. I mean, he needs to be doing better for how much we're paying him. Like, we scored that, like City aren't scoring. We come out with 3 points. And then even like he had a few other shots pulled wide, and it's just I think he has only something like 4 goals in like 29 appearances this season in the Prem. It's just not good enough at all for a United winger. And yeah, just time and time again recently he's been getting low ratings for us. So honestly, moving forward, I'd like to see maybe Mount come in, maybe give Garnacho a spell aside for a couple of games, see if that might light a fire underneath him. But yeah, just another poor performance from Garnacho. And then Højlund, gonna give I'll give him a 5. I don't think he had a great service, but I mean generally he just didn't do anything really for us when he was on. I mean, even trying to hold the ball up, he was kind of losing it, and it wasn't just it's kind of performances before the Leicester and Sociedad match before the break where he's just not getting involved, and he's only getting a handful of touches each half. So yeah, I'll go at a 5 for him. Didn't really do much at all for us today. And then players came off the bench. Lindelof done solid. it's good to see Mount come back, bit of energy. I would like to see him, maybe start the game soon, and probably won't be for this Leon match, but in the near future, I'd like to see him get more runs out there, more minutes. And then Xerxes, I thought he offered more than Hoyland coming on, had that good shot. He got off the pullback from Dorgu. But yeah, no, overall, I mean, final thoughts was just, yeah, I mean, kind of a 0-0. Not the most exciting game, but United definitely had chances to win that, and it is a bit disappointing that we couldn't get, 3 on the trot, excluding the Community Shield on our neighbour City, and end De Bruyne's Man City career with a loss would have been a cherry on top. But no, definitely positive signs moving forward for us. Just take this into the midweek against Leon. Try get a result away to them. Just stay in the tie. And yeah, I mean, Europa League now, we've said it time and time again, it really is our saving grace this season. So hopefully the lads can use today, fix a few things that went wrong maybe, and just overall take the momentum. I think the play, even though we lost the Forest the other day, was quite good. And before the break, we were winning well. So I think just take the progress, the momentum forward, and hopefully we'll get a good result midweek against Leon. So thanks for listening, and make sure you stay tuned this week for more episodes dropping on the Daily Manchester United podcast. Thank you.